So you've created your foundation, you've gotten organized, and you've started creating your design. What comes next? In this video, I'll be walking you through step number 4 of 7 steps to planning and creating a wedding you love. Hi there, I'm Jamie Chang, your destination wedding planning guru and designer of joy at Mango Muse Events and the creator of Passport to Joy, the step-by-step online wedding planning course for couples. And in these videos, I share real and honest and useful wedding planning tips you can use to help make planning your wedding easy and joyful so you can create a wedding you love. Because let's be honest, wedding planning isn't always happy. Many times it's overwhelming, stressful, and sometimes downright painful. And nobody wants that. So we're bringing the joy back to wedding planning. Are you ready? Let's do this. Now, in our last video, we talked about creating your vision. That was step number 3, creating your vision. Huge topic. We talked about how to think through it and some really important tips to help you as you're starting to create your design. So if you haven't watched that video, you're going to want to make sure you watch that one first and then come back to this one. So hit pause, go check that out, and then come back. Because today we're talking about step number 4. And step number 4 is all about creating and building your dream team. Now, before we sort of dive into this, I want to make sure you hit subscribe so that you get all the videos and all the future ones too, okay? All right, step number 4. Now, we talked about in our last video, we talked about how step 3 and step 4 really work together. They work hand in hand, and here is why. Because you need your vendors and your design together. And one really can't exist without the other. They really rely on each other in order to make and create this amazing wedding that you're trying to create. So what does that mean, really? Let me give you an example to help you sort of think through this, okay? So you can't fully, say, design your reception without first knowing what rentals you might need, okay? And what your options are. So if you can't, say, put up a tent, or there are only certain tables you can use, or there are certain restrictions around things you can use, or there's something that you really know you need, that can change what's possible, what you can do, right? On the flip side, you can't walk into a rental company and not have like zero clue of what you're looking for. You need to at least have some sort of picture, some sort of idea of the feeling, the look, the style, what you're trying to create, that experience you're trying to create. You need that in order to start actually looking at things to help create that. Okay, so both the design and your vendors really work hand in hand. You need both to create, once again, that amazing wedding that you're trying to create. Now, obviously, finding, hiring, working with your vendors is a really big step. This is a biggie. And in conjunction with step 3 and creating your design, just a lot. It's a lot. And we can spend hours on this, which we actually do in Passport to Joy. But today, what I really want to do is give you some important tips that you can use as you're working through this, and just things to remember as you're trying to find vendors, as you're working with vendors, as you're thinking about vendors and building that team of yours. So first, I want you to know that your vendors are here to help you, not hurt you. There's a lot of bad press out there about wedding vendors who will, gouge you and are just trying to get all your money, or they're trying to cheat you. And while there are definitely some bad apples, like there are in sort of any industry, really the majority of vendors are not here to hurt you. They really want to help you. In fact, I'd say like every vendor that's a true professional, their whole goal is to help you. They want you to have the information. They want to share the information. They want to help you out as much as they can, because making your day an amazing day is their goal too. They care about that. They care about that in the way that you care about that. And so they want to make this process for you as easy as they can. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that your vendors are really one of your most underutilized resources. They have a ton of information. They have a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and you can use that. They can help you with not just what they're, specifically good at, but also with your design, because once again, they go hand in hand. So remember, you're building a team here, this dream team, this group of people who are here to help support your vision. And, you're not just hiring some dude to, mow your lawn or something, right? You're hiring a group of people who are going to be there to support you on this really big day. And so when you're hiring professionals, true professionals, they are there to help you. Remember that. They're there to help you, not to hurt you. Which sort of leads me perfectly into tip number 2, which is please hire professionals, okay? Because it's going to sound like a no-brainer, hire a professional, yes. But there are definitely some vendors, we talked about bad apples, right? There's definitely some vendors out there who are not true professionals, who can end up just making your life a lot harder as opposed to easier. And this could be because they don't have the experience, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the expertise, or perhaps they don't care. So how do you suss these people out? How do you make sure that this is not somebody you hire and you hire a true professional? So you really want to pay attention to all of those interactions that you have in the beginning. So the email communication, the phone calls, the in-person meetings. You want to see how responsive they are. You want to see what they say to you. What they ask about you. You want to pay attention to that conversation. And you're doing this because true professionals, are on time. They're responsive. They'll be interested in both you and your wedding. And they'll take the time to really understand you and what you care about and what you care about for the wedding. Because they care about those things too, and they want to make sure that you're the right fit, but also that they can meet those expectations. Because when you truly connect, when you find somebody who gets you and gets what you're trying to do, it's magic. You get that feeling about them. You want to trust that. And while it should go without saying, I think it's important for me to reiterate that it's true that you get what you pay for. And that's kind of the truth in any situation in life, but it definitely applies to wedding vendors. So while there are exceptions to everything, just know that if you're not willing to spend money on a true professional, know that in return, you're going to be compromising in some shape or form, whether that's in service or in quality. Now, you can make whatever decision you want for you, but I would highly recommend you go with a true professional because it'll just make your life so much easier. Okay, so one last tip, and that's really about making sure you take a moment before you talk to anybody, before you reach out to anybody, before you even start researching anybody. Make sure you take some time to sit down and think about your vendors and rank them. Now, this might sound kind of familiar because we did mention it in step 2 and in the creation of your customized timeline. So what I mean here is you want to, write down all your vendors or all the vendors you think you're going to need and then rank them. Rank them in order of importance. So, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. And think about it from the perspective of your vision, what you're looking to create. Think about it, with what matters to you, with what's important to you, and with your design as well. Because the vendors who are at that top, who are number 1, number 2, number 3, will be the ones that have the biggest impact on your wedding, the ones that you care the most about, the ones that will help to bring your vision to life. And you want to make sure that once you've ranked those things, you've attacked them in that same order. You want to prioritize those that are at the top because they're most important, right? So, for example, if music is a big thing for you, right? That's the piece that is just super important to you and important to that wedding you're trying to create. Then you're going to want to focus on that first. Going to want to find that band or that DJ or whomever and make sure you do that before, say, tackling catering or photography, because that's most important to you. Now, the reason you want to do this, as we sort of already talked about, is that you're making sure that you're spending your time in the right way, but also you're spending your money on what's important. Because those are two really important things, right? Time and money. And you want to spend them and use them as efficiently and as best as possible. So by ranking your vendors, you're attacking them in the order that makes sense for you and your wedding. And that's super important. Okay? Now, I know we went through kind of a lot today, and this is a really big topic. But once you've gotten your design together, once you've gotten your team together, then you're ready for step number 5. So make sure you subscribe so that you get our next video and what's coming next. Okay? Now, I want to hear from you. What's your number 1 vendor and why? Let me know in a comment below. And if you liked today's video, please like it, give us some thumbs up. If you want to check out even more wedding planning tips, check out our other videos. There's a bunch here which you can enjoy. And remember, hit subscribe so that you can get all of our new ones. And if you want help with all things vendors, all things design, and helping you through the entire wedding planning process, make sure you check out Passport to Joy, my online program. You can find the links below because you deserve to enjoy your engagement no matter what your budget is. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!